Hi, I am Daniel, and the Owl House Season 2 was full of great episodes that continue on from each other while having separate stories and moments. Practically every episode could be a standout, but there's one episode that manages to be a decent in the top 3. I'll start by reviewing most of the episode before getting to one specific scene. I remember seeing the episode synopsis of Ida finding rebellion, and I thought the episode involved being a trick of some sort and add on to the bad things going on. But it didn't have that reveal, and this episode has a great mixture of tone, balancing the uplifting and depressing. This episode involves either being worried while using King leaving eventually, the Owl House side plot often under the veil of Dorothea, and our weak in the main plot. That does kinda apply to this episode, but not in the same way. Using King's flying is kinda weaker, but it keeps the other part off screen. It's not trying to really have an arc, so there's another problem of missing the arc. The side plot stays entertaining, and both characters are vital to the episode in another way. Anyway, Ida's Requiem is also noticeable for introducing Raine Whispers, who recently became the Bard Coven leader. He also leads a group called the Bats, which stands for Bards Against the Throne. A group is a way to rebel against Bayout in the Day of Unity. Ida helps them escape from guards and recognizes Raine from her past. Raine was inspired by Ida refusing to join the Coven to go undercover. Ida wanted to join the Bats. Raine initially refused, but eventually tells her to join. The group frees people who are in prison for being Covenants. I really like how this episode handles the dynamic of Ida and Raine. It doesn't directly reveal they were in a relationship, but it's made quite obvious. It's not just yet speculation, especially when the episode after confirms it. It was a good choice to not directly introduce them as a couple and have something happen before it's stated. This episode's third act involved the Bat walking onto a trap by Darius and Everwolf. This was their first appearance too, and Darius is great. The animation especially excels in this episode, with the coiling and powers. Abomination magic looks really cool as used by Darius, and it also showcases the Bar Coven. The certain events I'll discuss later, Rain gets captured and something happens to them. It wasn't known at the time, and was assumed they wouldn't appear until the season finale, but they become more important in season 2B. The ending has Ida throw a message to King's dad if he's out there, and there's yet a shot of all characters watching it, where King reveals he is Yi changed his name to King Chloroform. The misdeed is kinda dumb to make it seem like he was leaving, but also wholesome as showing Ida had a home. This episode really works by establishing many characters in a climatic and emotional story. The other bats are quite unimportant, but I don't mind because they're not the focus. This also sets up the authoritarian Isles and the need for rebellion. It was more of a background element to season 1. This episode feels like there was a chance of hope, but that was just thrown away. But was it really if you think about it? Now to discuss that scene. The other bats have been sent to the reformatorium, and Ida and Rain are hiding and need to come up with a plan. Earlier, when playing music, everything was enchanted with orange look, but Ida's curse turned things grey as it caused destruction. Rain's plan of victory is to play music to defeat Darius and Everwolf, so that the Day of Unity will be missing some of the Coven leaders. The camera during this scene cuts to Yoth from close and wide shots. For Yoth's perspective, scenes were turning around, and that is while the music is being played. This is visually high quality, contrasting the purple backdrop to the orange spell as everything's been absorbed by Ida's curse. Curse is about to kill Darius Everwolf, but it's getting to Ida and Rain as well. Ida asks if this will stop the Emperor, and if so, they should play on. Both characters were ready to die for the sake of stopping this, or maybe Ida feels like she has nothing left. The picture from Grom falls out of Ida's hair. Rain sees and asks if she has kids, which is funny out of context. Ida's response is that they have real families to return to, which shows how worthless she feels. Rain has some awareness and decides to stop the spell, saying I don't know where you're hiding from, but it should be addressed. Rain lets themselves be captured by Darius, and Ida runs through the woods in a beautiful shot. This scene is perfection for showing that Yem's still going to go before getting stopped. The Yites were saved by a kid's existence. This seemed like a major loss of hope at first, as Rain was brainwashed to be obedient. However, with modern knowledge, this comes off completely different. Darius was secretly on their side, and Rain was pretending to be brainwashed. Now there's 3 Coven leaders working undercover. Let's say the spell did happen, because it almost did. The 3 leaders would die. Sure, there were missing pieces, but Bales could probably find some replacement before the Day of Unity. It's unclear how important Coven leaders are in genocide. but I highly doubt Bales wouldn't have planned for something like this. I suppose that either dying would have also meant something. She was a symbol of the rebellion by being a wanted criminal. She would have also been helpful in coming up with a plan to stop this. Okay, so who's left to oppose Bales? There's Yeyef. Her character is overhated, but she won't be able to do anything. There's Principal Bump and the Holy of Hexside, but they weren't even in the season finale to begin with. This event may have looked like a loss, and this seemed that picture gone away with working piano. They caused more hope in the end. The episode Oh Titan, Where Art Thou? Endings is so satisfying for that reason, as there's now a group together. There's now a plan and way to victory. That was a right decision, so that picture of youths and kings saved them. That shows their role in Edith's life and the constant sacrificing. It seems like every main character has tried to sacrifice themselves, it's a motif at this point. Like in King's Tide, when youths felt obligated to stay and help Ida, and it ended up being King who successfully sacrificed himself. Raine was trying to avoid getting Ida involved, and Ida was also trying to avoid getting Youth and King involved. The other character stories are connected with this, which brings back to that scene where everything was almost sacrificed. This episode really being an escape for Ida is superbly told, because she thought the only major accomplishment in her life were Youth and King. Ida's Requiem remains a great episode with a beautiful scene that changes perspective on rewatch. In conclusion, I hope you enjoyed the analysis of the Owl House. Normally prepared to discuss shows for little discussion, but I could make more videos on the Owl House if this does well. I mainly made this video to point out the thoughts I had about what this episode was really like. There's the new Owl House episode for the future released this month, even though it's already leaked. I'm excited to see how it handles the character world, and it's the penultimate episode of the entire show. Anyway, consider pressing subscribe and watching more if you like this video. The end.